again soon, brother. Thank you.
All right, see you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. BayLedge is on the show with us now. What are you saying, brother? Who do you support?
Hello, Terry. Hope you can hear me.
I can hear you fine, my friend.
Perfect. I'm Arsenal fan. Yeah.
Lovely. Obviously, the Zubimendi news today. He's in London. Looks like it's definitely going to happen now. You must be happy about that.
You know what? That's the first good news Arsenal fan that I've heard in the last, I don't know how many weeks, because it's either Gyökeres or Šeško day in, day out. No one knows what's going on. Zubimendi's been reported since like early February. And he came out twerking for, what's his name? For Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso the other day. So it definitely was a bit scary. But yeah, no, Zubimendi in the team, I definitely feel that boosts the midfield significantly. However, with Partey leaving, Arsenal are just a joke, bro. It's just like, I don't know what the club want to do in the midfield. If Partey leaves and Jorginho leaves, we have no experience. Now, lack of experience, they want to now bring in a centre mid who plays in Spain with apparently the other guy we've been linked with, a Gume or something like that, which personally, I don't know how credible those links are, but I just don't agree with that. I think Partey leaving, the midfield strength goes down significantly. He has experience. We need the experience. We need, even if we don't need the experience, we need him on the bench at the least. And then, yeah, man, the attacking situation, it's just been a roundabout. We don't know if the club's going to pay for Šeško or Gyökeres. Just put the money down. The Rodrigo links have been dying, it looks like. Now, yesterday night, we're linked with Noni Madueke. I mean, this is terrible news. I don't know how other Arsenal fans feel, but me personally, this is terrible.
I get that because he had such a good season last year. Who would you like Partey's replacement to be? Because you're going to need, I think Ornstein mentioned that if Partey leaves, you're going to look for another midfielder. Do you think it should be a young up-and-coming player, or would you rather see some more experience come in? And if so, have you got any players in mind that you would like to see Arsenal go after?
You know what? In regards to my personal opinion on the specific player that should be in, no, I don't. I personally don't feel like as fans, that's our job. That's the club's job. You know, they bring the required replacement. And if the reports are we're looking at Zubimendi now, that's a like for like replacement. I'm happy with that. But then after Partey leaves, who's the young guy this reports they're talking about? I wouldn't go for someone like Agume. I would go for someone who's more established. I would go for someone in around like one of the top 6 teams or the Premier League teams. I wouldn't go out for a young player. That's just my opinion.
Can I ask you a question on that?
Go ahead.
If it isn't fans' job to think of replacements, should it also not be a fan's job to criticize a signing if you don't rate them?
Yes, I mean, definitely criticize, but look, as much as fans think of replacements, our opinions don't matter in regards to what players the club is going to sign. They do what they want to do. That's what I think.
I get that. I'm not saying you're wrong to think that. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Then why are you frustrated that Partey is not staying? Because that's the same difference in reverse. So my point is, for me, where I disagree with you is I do think it's important for us to make opinions on who should come in. The same as I think it's important to criticize, if you believe it to be right, criticize Partey going, or Zubimendi isn't good enough, or why are we going for Šeško? I think it's absolutely right that we criticize, challenge, and put pressure upon our football clubs. That's different from crazy abuse and saying nasty things in people's DMs. I don't agree with that. I think you're right to be frustrated about Partey leaving if you believe that to be true. I also think, though, as fans, we should have a say and put our opinions out there on who we think should come in. At least
I can give you an opinion who I think should come in.
Go on, mate. Go on.
All right. So earlier when I was watching, you stated something about Arsenal moving like Real Madrid, right? What we should be doing is stealing players off of teams like Real Madrid, going to bid for players like Camavinga, going to bid for players in the midfield. You know, there's a certain way top clubs move, and it's taken the players that are good and other teams. I wouldn't go for upcoming midfielder when the team has consistently been challenging for the last 2 or 3 years. It's now time to seal the deal. We need to get solid players in that know exactly what they're doing in that position, or who have the experience at competing at a high level. So if we're now going for a young midfielder who basically no one really knows what he's about, it's just like we're starting again and we're doing the exact same thing again. The club just love to, they just love to give you like just not enough. Like, just not enough. They make sure it's like, oh, they give you something, but it's not enough.
See,
and I've seen.
Sorry. So what you said there though about going after established players, that I get and I get behind. I got no issue with that. And that's why I asked the question. People often think I ask questions, try and catch people out. I don't. I'm trying to have a conversation and understand. That for me is a fair approach. That for me holds water in an argument to say, I like this young player here. I like the young player there. But what I would like to do is see us go and try and buy a Camavinga, go and try and buy Adam Wharton, to go out. I mean, and not as established as Camavinga, but we know he can play in the Prem. I think that is fair. It doesn't need to be a player specifically with a full tactical breakdown, but a ballpark and an idea. Like for me at United, I'm loving the fact that the majority of the players we're linked to are established mid to late 20s Prem proven players. I think we are in dire need for that. So I'm not married to any particular player. I like Cunha, but it's let's go for that type of profile, because there's a much lower chance of failure because they've already played in this league. So I don't think your approach around that is wrong. I do have a hot take on Partey leaving though. It is based on whether you buy a good enough replacement. I think next season, let's watch where he goes. I think injury problems are gonna creep back in. I just got a gut feeling. And do you know what? Sometimes it's sod's law, right? I feel like you guys will give him a new deal, give him that pay rise, and then the man spends 150 days out injured. And then, do you know what happened? This is why we're all fickle as fans, all of us, you, me, everybody, brother. If he then got injured for 150 days, it'd be this stupid club gave him the money he wanted and we'd all do that, right? You know, we Man United fans like me would do it to our club. We are all like that at the same time. We're very much, we are very reactionary. And by the way, that's what I love. That's what I love about the job I do, man.
Yeah, you made a fair point there, because definitely I do feel, if Partey gets injured for 6 months next season and he's on a 280k a week, Arsenal fan base is in a meltdown. Simple as.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Bay, listen, call in again, mate. Great call. Love what you had to say, my friend. And we'll chat again soon.
Thank you very much, man. Speak to you soon.
Man, thank you. Next on the show, we have got, who we got here? Anthony. You're on mute if you're trying to speak, bro. There we go.
What's up? How's it going, Terry?
Yeah, good. Who do you support?
Arsenal, as always.